Hey viewers, in this video, I will explain you the coding structure, the languages, the overall project, the monorepo, and basically the packages and all the coding standards that we followed throughout the project. I will basically tell you in which project what exists and what is the database we used, the connections, the way we queried, the standards that we followed. Okay, so this is a monorepo which is set up with turbo repo. This is a tool for Next.js, and but like you can use whatever you want. You can connect to, you can have lot of packages, you can have a backend as a module, you can have like different applications. Also you can segregate packages so that you don't need to update packages for like each of the project that you are going to use. Okay, so here you can see the folder structure. This is Husky. Basically this is the pre-commit and pre-push hooks which are set up in the project. Okay, this is the turbo.json file which basically concludes like overall monorepo settings. This is the workspace YAML file. In the packages, it's basically the overall uh, overall overview of the monorepo settings. And the main folders that we need to focus on are apps and packages. I will just show you what is in the apps, what is in the packages. So here is the API, client, docs, emitter, jobs, live, logger, publisher, socket, and trade. Okay, I will go through each and every folder and I will exactly tell you what are in those folders and what job each of them do. Okay, first let's focus on packages. Okay, so first of all is the database connection. So it includes first of all the JSON. So you can consider every package as a proper npm package. Okay, so uh, over here you can see that we, like whenever you run the project there are like some by default scripts which are initialized by turbo repo. So you have to basically mention all the scripts that you need to run while the overall project initialization. Okay, so here are some dependencies which are used for the database connection. Here you can see like env which is basically tagged as a workspace. So over here like you can basically use a package inside another package in like the turbo rep. That is one of the benefits of using a monorepo project structure. Other than that you can see overall here is two folder. First is MongoDB and the second one is SQL. In MongoDB, the first folder is about the models, like very simple concept, and then like there is index.js file which basically consists of the database connection. Okay, then the second folder is of SQL. Here you can see like we have schema and there are like two types of schema. So first we will go to the master and then we will see about the transaction. So master are like we just nomenclature the database models according to like master and transactions. Okay, so as this is a financial product, we have like a lot of transactions you can see. So trade status and like settlement logs, etc., user transaction ledger, user status log. These are like few transactions which are related to trades, and these are like the settings, basically the master table. Okay, so uh, each and every setting has a lot of things, like we will deep dive into all of the settings when we discuss like each and every module basically. Here we segregated like the transactions which are included in trade. Okay, so after the schema we have like the seed data. So whenever we initialize the database, we basically run the seed script which is like mentioned in the package JSON. um, Here's the database connection. The tool which is used is TypeORM. Okay, so like the repository and the services that we created, we used TypeORM as our ORM for the Postgres database that we are using. Okay, here in the models you can see we just imported all the models and we basically initialized them using the data source, and we just got the repository which we will use for querying. Here is the seed script. So with this script you can basically seed the data. Like similarly, like you can see packages and ts config, etc., like basic stuff. Okay, so after database there is entity. So the overall concept of the project is that we have entity for each and every, like not every model, like an entity can consist of like two or three models. Like this is not a specific thing. For example, rent. Okay, so rent may consist of like, user or price, etc. So, and like similarly trade, it can include, transaction status, transaction ledger, I mean the the exchange which we are using, etc. So entity is basically like, after the model, the smallest building block of the project. Okay, similarly, like you can see, these are the entities. Env is the global env that we manage throughout the project. Lib is some custom libraries that we configured for our use case, for example rabbit, nodecache, and like redis. Order, this is a specific package that we used for trade module, for like validations of trades, creation of orders, and like some workflows, some lib stuff, and etc. Few methods. Playground is something that we only use for testing. Okay, so like you can just try, there are some test code. Okay, there is no code over here, so you can try and write by your own. Okay, so this is the overall overview of the packages. Now we can go to the apps. Okay, first of all, API is the main API service that we used for exponential. Client is our front end. Docs is the docs are basically the docs which explain the overall project. It is like written documentation. Emitter, this is a service which basically basically emits the data to like different services, and jobs are cron jobs which are used for settlement, like daily settlement, weekly settlement. Live, this is the service that is used for uh, live ticks which are used to show the data in the client, maybe in like mobile app or in the web. Logger is basically a centralized pack project which we used for logging each and every action. Publisher, publisher is basically the project with which we get the data from Zerodha and we publish to like emitter and like different packages, for example live. Okay, socket is our socket connection which basically uses the live package, and it basically our client and mobile application connects to this particular endpoint so that they can get the data. Trade, this is a specific microservice which is used for trade, which can be scaled like again live is also a microservice which you can use, which you can scale accordingly according to the user, similar with the trade. Okay, so this is the overall overview, like which folder includes what is the role of each and every folder. We can look into each and every folder a little later, but like yeah, I'll see you in next video.